Hey guys, just before getting into the episode for today, please remember to follow and rate the podcast, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and on Threads, where we give updates of when the newest episode is going to be uploaded, and where I will start to share personal bits of my life as well. And now to today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Life in Our 20s podcast. For this episode, I am going to share a little bit of a story of what I've been doing. I know that it's been a little bit, I said I was going to upload more, but I decided to take a little bit of a break and just kind of relax after graduating and everything. I decided to kind of just lay back a little bit, relax a little, and do some of the things that I decided that I wanted to do. Um, School got in the way a little bit, so I decided that I would try to partake in a little bit of my hobbies again. Um, One of the big ones is like gaming. I think I fell out of love with gaming, and like I had a whole debate with myself about whether or not I still enjoyed gaming. And I got back into one of the games that I enjoyed playing in high school. I'm surprised it's actually still around. And it is a mobile game. I know a lot of people are going to trash me for that. Um, but I do enjoy it very much. And it's something that has kind of distracted me. It's one of those like MMORPGs, and there's a lot of grinding in there. You have to grind up, gain more levels and do all these events so you can get items and like materials to like, advance and stuff. And I remember that I had downloaded it a while back, but I was still like level one or two. I had not touched it at all. And in the span of maybe like 3 days, I'm already level 68. The progression is like really quick at first, and then it kind of like uh you hit a plateau and it kind of levels off. But I've been doing that. Um, been writing. I have been writing my novels and my script, kind of balancing between them. I get writer's block a lot though because I have all these ideas coming into my head at once and I don't know which one to focus on, and sometimes I forget. So I need to be better about writing down my ideas as soon as I get them. Whether that be like in my journals or my phone, like, in the notes app or something. I even have a notes app on my watch. I could just say it in there, like voice notes, but I just need to get better at doing that. Um, I also uh, made time to hang out with friends a little bit. I had a couple little outings. Um, the big one is a trip to LA, to Los Angeles, and I went to Little Tokyo with my friends. And then the other kind of like less um, you know, fancy or like less, interesting one is I went to a swap meet with one of my friends, and then afterwards we kind of went to I think we went to a couple stores and just hung out, which was still, it was pretty fun. I haven't gone out much with friends, and it's fun to take advantage of those moments and just hang out, talk, catch up. One of those friends I hadn't seen in a while. It felt like he fell off the face of the earth, but like, I feel like we caught up pretty well, and we kind of both bonded a little bit over the fact that we're both unemployed at the moment. I just recently, I think just today, which would be if let me check actually. Today is Tuesday, May 28th. So I am recording this pretty late. But this morning I received my degree finally in the mail, so that's pretty cool. I know it's still gonna take me a while to find a good job with that. So I'll probably be doing a couple like different, probably retail or like fast food jobs or just something like that. Um, while I network a little bit with people and try to find a good position. I have a couple leads, and I'm kind of like testing the waters a little bit, seeing if I can handle some of these things because a lot of the positions that I've found are work from home and my situation at home is a little weird, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But anyway, slightly off topic. Um I went to the swap meet with my friends. I didn't buy much, mostly just to hang out. I did get some food. It was pretty good. Um and the big one was the trip to LA. LA was fun. It was just me and two of my friends, and it was pretty fun. We took the train. We usually take the Metrolink um, from our city all the way to LA. It takes like about 2 hours. I think this time it took like an hour 40, hour 50 minutes. So yeah, like about 2 hours. Um, and then we stop at Union Station and we just kind of walk all the way to Little Tokyo. It's not too far. It's like it's nothing, right? It's no not really any distance there. But it was really fun. I think it's the most fun that I've ever had at Little Tokyo. Um I think the first time that I went when one of my friends came to visit us. He used to live here in California and then he moved out of state and he comes every year if he can, uh because it costs money and everything. But um I think that was the first time that I went to Little Tokyo. He was here. It might have been before, like a year before, but I doubt it because I think he came to visit us in 2021, and I don't think we went in 2020 because of all the lockdown, like the quarantine stuff. Um, but yeah, last time it was like I've gone there maybe like 4 times, 5 times, and Um, like it's pretty fun, but we usually make it an all day thing and we end up spending so much money, usually on food. Um, I don't know, I eat a lot of food, so that's just a me problem. So, whenever I go on like a big trip like that, um, I just enjoy the food. I try to make it worth my while, and yeah. I think the first time I did buy a lot of souvenirs. Um, Years after that, not really too much because I had already gone, and it kind of like you lose a little bit of the touristy stuff. You're just like like now that I'm really looking at it, there's like a lot of homeless people in the area and this and that. But this time it was pretty fun because the group was a little bit smaller and it was a little bit more manageable. And I feel like my social battery didn't drain as fast because the last few times that I had gone, it was like with 4 to 7 friends ish, and just balancing, talking to every single person is kind of difficult for me. Just me personally, I don't know. I have a weird brain, and sometimes like it fries whenever I'm talking to too many people at once, and like balancing all these different conversations and jumping back and forth. So being able to go with like a smaller group was a lot more fun, and we tried all these other stores that we hadn't tried before, like all these different restaurants and other like little like neat shops, and we walked a little bit more. um it's still surprising to me because like we were walking around and there's still construction going on that was going on back in like 2021 when we went, and I'm like, dang, it's been 3 years and you guys still can't like finish the sidewalk or whatever. But uh, that's just uh that's just the US for you, specifically like California. I feel like we're bad at like finishing all these projects and stuff. But it was fun. Um we tried this sushi place that we had gone to the first time that we went there, and I got a bowl of udon, and that was really good. I think it's very like the price matches perfectly. Like it's a nice big bowl of udon, and it's only like $10. Um, Compared to everything else in Southern California, it's pretty cheap, I want to say, and it's really filling. We went and it was cloudy, so I enjoyed that as well. We usually go in the summer. We went maybe early to mid May, I want to say, and it was just more fun. You're not all sweaty and like like drenched in sweat and like sunburnt and stuff. Like we usually go in June, like sometimes early June, sometimes late June. I think one time I went in July and it's just awful. It gets really hot sometimes. Um, but this time it was nice and cloudy. There was a nice little breeze, and it was really fun. It was really fun. Like we were able to like walk around and like explore without getting all sweaty. And I had my camera equipment with me. I had my backpack. So the last time that I took a backpack, I was just drenched in sweat. It was awful. I felt horrible. I did plan ahead, and I took a extra T-shirt with me. Cause like when we were heading home, I was like, I do not want to be drenched in sweat and smell like crap on the train back home. So I changed, like, and just like reapplied deodorant and everything. And I was like, okay, we're good for the ride home. And then when I got home, I took a shower, went to bed because it was just exhausting. And this time, it was just very cool outside. And it was like, we're more comfortable. But we tried this cool marketplace that's there. I forgot the name of it. Probably have a receipt or something, a bag or something, but uh, not within reach. So I don't know. But um, it was cool. They had a lot of cool little Japanese stuff. I think um they import a lot of stuff. Not just like like Japanese stuff, but like made in the U.S. I think they actually import a lot of stuff, and that was pretty cool. Um, a lot of pre-made like meals and stuff. I got some takoyaki, which was pretty enjoyable. What else? Some onigiri. Um, we got a couple of those melon pans, which were really, really good. I got this one bun that has like red bean paste in the middle, and I got one of my friends hooked on it. He really enjoyed it, and he was like, "Dang, I should have bought more." Because we went around, we stopped at the market, and then we went to this little like I don't. It's like a mini mall or something. There was a Daiso in there, and I really wanted to go to the Daiso. I was looking for a microfiber cloth to help clean like my camera equipment and stuff, and I forgot to buy it there. I saw them and I forgot to pick them up. I was so sad, and I don't even know why I didn't have them with me. I think they were in my other bag with like my tablet and stuff that I didn't take. So I think I just misplaced it. But anyway, I got him hooked on it because when we were coming back from Daiso, we hit up that market again. And on the train, he was like, "Oh man, I should have gotten more." And I had like three in my bag, but I was like, "Sorry, bro. This is for the fam. This is for my family. I can't give you any, dude." I was like, "Next time, like we'll buy a bunch of them." And that was pretty cool. I remember he bought a tea set, and he still owes me because he was like, "Oh, like I'm gonna make tea, like I'm kind of getting into that." And I was like, "You better invite me when you make some tea." And like he still hasn't invited me. So if you're listening, you know who you are. Just hit me up, and then we'll hang out, drink some tea and stuff. Like we'll catch up a little bit, we'll talk about stuff. uh anyway, off topic, but that was pretty fun. The train ride is always pretty smooth. We never have issues really. Sometimes I think once or twice the train was delayed, but this time the train ride back was just awful because we headed back to Union Station. I think we got to LA maybe like what 12 1 p.m. something like that, and we were leaving like at 6 or 7, something like that. No, I think it was at 6. We didn't want to make it an all day thing because like it was a pretty cool day, and I was just wearing a short like a t-shirt and like shorts, and I was like, "Oh, it's going to definitely be cold when we get back." And also our area isn't like the safest. And then like nighttime that just makes it even worse. So we decided to take an earlier train because a it would be safer, we think, especially like, in our area nighttime and stuff gets a little crazy. And I've been hearing a lot of gunshots in my area, so I don't know if that translates to like the more central like downtown area, where we usually take the train. But anyway, the other reason was just so we would spend less money. At least that was my other reason, because I've noticed that whenever we make it an all day thing, the longer we are there, like, I'll eat lunch and then I'll also eat dinner there and I'll get a bunch of snacks. So we end up spending more money. And I think the first few times I went, I ended up spending like $200, $300, which was just terrible. Like, and this was back when I actually had money. And now that I'm like unemployed and stuff, I was like, okay, I need to make this money like actually, last. So instead of going to all these different restaurants and stuff, we decided to go to that market and like choose the stuff that was like a little bit cheaper. I remember I got a steamed bun, and that thing was like, what, $3, which I thought was like pretty cheap considering like the size of it. Um, I think the onigiri was like $2, and it was like this is pretty large onigiri. The takoyaki, I forgot the price, but that one came with like 8 little octopus balls on there. The little melon buns were like $2 each, which I think were it's pretty justifiable price. I think I ended up spending probably $80, more realistically like 60, and that includes the things that I brought home for my parents because I also brought them a couple onigiris and a couple different snacks and stuff. I bought a lot of drinks because I did get thirsty, so I bought, I think, a couple of waters, a couple of coffees, and the thing that took up I think the most, price wise, was the udon that I had, and I hadn't eaten breakfast before leaving, so I was really hungry that day. So I had to eat something, so that was there. That was like $10 plus tax, maybe like almost $11. I doubt it. It's probably like 10.50 or something. I can't remember the price exactly. It was around $10. And then the train ticket itself, because the train ticket is $10 one way or $20, round trip, takes you to LA and then back. And I used to get a discount. I used to just put use my student ID thing or whatever, and I could actually get free rides because I could sign up with my school email, and then that would let me get free rides. But I am not a student anymore. I graduated from the university, so I thought to myself, oh, I probably can't use that discount anymore. Um, the thing is, we can still use our email. Like, I can still access it and everything up to like 6 months after graduation, and it's only been a month after graduation, so I think I could probably still use it. The legality of that, I don't know if it's legal or not. I didn't want to risk it, so I just paid $20. Um, yeah, so that I think that took up the most, and then the ride back was just horrible. I think I mentioned that earlier, and I kind of forgot to like mention everything, but we took the 6 p.m. It was like 6:30 or like something like that train, and we got on the train, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll leave the station as soon as we can. We can't go because one of these other cities like on the way to your destination is like, there was an accident or something, and we're waiting for first responders to let us know if it's cleared up or not." So we just kind of sat there and I just like, we talked and we're like, yeah, like, this time it was like really fun and we did this and that. And like, we should try this other place next time. And um, like what other places should we go to? And, we just kind of caught up a little bit. And then we started getting frustrated because they, like, we just weren't moving. We're like, when are we going to leave? And they started like offering us vouchers and stuff. And we were kind of panicking a little bit because the what would you call it, the conductor, the train attendants that were like walking by and like scanning tickets and stuff, they were like, oh yeah, like, there's an accident and like, I think they said it was a trespasser, so somebody got on the tracks or something. I don't know what was going on. They tried to tell us, like, and like communicate everything, but they themselves did not have too much information about the issue, so we couldn't get much out of them. And they were just like, if you go on the website for like the Metrolink or whatever, you could get a voucher. I think it was for like $50 or something, but it was still gonna be like $100 to get from LA to like our city. So I was like, dang, dude, $100. And like, divided by like three of us, like, it was more manageable. But I was like, dude, I'm not trying to spend that much money because I'm broke right now. And like, I already bought the train ticket. So like, get me home on the train. I don't want to spend extra money. Um, it was just like, it was kind of like annoying, to be honest. I was like, dang, I bought a ticket and like, I can't use half the ticket. So like, do we at least get refunds? No refunds. They're like, we'll give you a voucher for Uber or whatever. And we are like looking for like rides and stuff to like get back. And I was like, okay, well, I could probably call like another friend or maybe my parents or something to come pick us up. Um, but we're all the way in LA and like, I don't know how traffic is at that time. I know like midday, let's say like 12 p.m. to like 4 p.m. It's pretty bad. I don't know about like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. or whatever. But I don't know if they would want to come pick us up. Um, but anyway, they made us move to another train actually because we spent so much time there that they said, yep, this train is not going to move. It's going to stay here and you can move to the other train that's scheduled to leave at like 7:30. So we moved over there, waited for like another 30 minutes or something, and then they were like, okay, we're going to start moving, but we're only going to go not even halfway. I think it was like a quarter of the way. Like, we were only moving for like 20 minutes or some 30 minutes. And they were like, yeah, we're only going to get to this destination, this stop. And if that's your stop, okay, good. Like, whatever. But if it's not your stop, you're going to have to find somewhere or like, somebody to give you a ride or whatever. And we were kind of frustrated. We're like, dude, like, everything was going so well. We were having so much fun. And now the day's kind of like, ah, man, we got to spend more money and it's going to be really annoying. But we decided to wait on the train. We like waited at that stop. They were like, yeah, you can like get off and use the bathrooms or whatever, go buy something. But, we didn't see we didn't see a need to do that because we're like, if we leave and then the train all of a sudden leaves, like, they are going to announce, hey, like, it's leaving or whatever. But like, if somebody is like, oh, like, we went and we bought a drink or something at this convenience store or whatever that's like literally right across the street from the stop, and then they get like stuck in a line or something, like, they miss their train, we're like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna sit on the train. We got snacks and stuff. We'll just eat that. There's a bathroom on the train too, so we're good. And to be honest, I just played Pokemon Go. There was a what was it? There was a gym and a Pokestop around there, so I was like, I'm just gonna play Pokemon Go. If this train isn't gonna move and they make us get off, then I'll call like, somebody to come pick us up and whatever. But my other friends were just kind of like, we're just chilling, vibing, looking for like Ubers and stuff just in case. Like, I think it was a little bit cheaper to go from there. I forgot what city we were in, but it was another city and it was like, a little bit closer to home. So I think the trip would only be like 60 or $70, something like that. I can't remember. But like, that's after the voucher, because like it was $100 to get home from LA to our city with the voucher as well, I think. But anyway, we just kind of sat there and we're just playing games on our phones and stuff and just talking to each other, just like, vibing. We're like, oh, well, we're going to get home late. Like, it's day ruined or whatever. But they actually, I think we only sat there for like maybe half an hour. And then they told us, hey, we're actually going to start moving right now. They cleared the tracks. It's safe for us to go. And then they started bringing us back home. So we had to sit on there for like another hour or something to get home. We got home pretty late. I think I actually got to my house. What was it, like 9:30 or something? 9:30, something like that. I think I got home pretty late, and my parents were like, "Oh, like, yeah, how'd it go?" And I was like, "Oh, it went pretty well until it didn't, because I was supposed to be here like at, 7. Well, not 7. We were gonna leave at like 6:30. So I think I exaggerated, but I was like, I was supposed to be here like at 8, and I got here like at 9:30, 10 or whatever. I don't remember the time, but we got home pretty late. And then they were like, "Oh, what happened?" And I was like, "Oh, the freaking train got delayed." And then they were like, "Nah, you gotta take an Uber home, and we'll give you a voucher." And they're like, "Oh, well, that sucks." And I was like, "Yeah, but like, last minute, they're like, yeah, the train's gonna move, and we're gonna take you all the way home. Sorry for the inconvenience." And then they gave us like estimated times of like when we were gonna get to the station. And then once we finally got to the station, we're like, dude, why does this stuff happen to us? Because I remember the first time that we went to LA, we didn't really know how the train system worked and everything. So like the Metrolink's weird. Like you get on the train and then you sit down, and then afterwards, like while you're riding, the like one of the attendants or whatever walks by and like scans your ticket or whatever. And I thought it was gonna be like a, oh, everybody stand in a line, and then the guy stands at the door and is like scanning your stuff before you could get on. And we were like, oh, there's gonna be like a slight delay, and like, we'll have time to get on the train. And we got there late. So we're like buying our tickets still, and there was these douchebags there that were like, "Oh, you're gonna miss your train. You're gonna miss your train." Like, and they're like mocking us and stuff. And I was like, "Yeah, not helping, dude. Like, like this is our first time taking the train, really, and like we don't know how this stuff works." I think one of my other friends had taken the train. He was like trying to like hurry us up, but like, we were having issues with the little kiosk thing to get our tickets. Anyway, one of our friends got like on the train, and then the doors closed before he could get off, because he realized that we weren't done with our tickets yet. And he ended up in LA and had to wait like 2 hours for us to get there, 3 hours, because the next train didn't leave immediately after that. Because one of the trains had to come back from LA, so that was gonna take like, hour 40 minutes or whatever, and then another hour 40 minutes to get back over there. So yeah, it was like 3 hours ish. And then like, we did the whole day thing there. um but yeah, it's always something, but I think it makes for good memories. What was that thing that I said one time? It was like, um what was it, if every day were perfect, nothing would stand out, right? So like, if you have bad moments, it makes the good moments stand out even more. And sometimes the bad moments make for good stories, but anyway, that's what I've been doing. Just kind of chilling out with friends, going on these little adventures like that. Uh, I planned on taking pictures over there, but it was like cloudy and stuff. And I didn't want to take out my camera too much because I was like, oh, what if I get robbed? Which, probably wouldn't happen, but I don't know. I guess I was just lazy and I didn't want to have to take out my camera from my bag, because it's like a backpack. It's not like one of those like side, like, like a satchel thing or whatever, one of those side bags. I really need one of those. Those are like quicker access for like, you see something cool, you're like, oh, okay, and then just unzip it, pull it out, take a picture, like, but yeah, I didn't. Anyway, yeah, yeah. Kind of wish I took more pictures. I was gonna like send it to people and like I've been getting more into the photography stuff. Slowly but surely. It's expensive. Um I think that's pretty much it for like the LA trip. Um I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Uh so I don't think I'm missing anything. At least like, going off my memory. My memory has been really trash lately though. It's been really bad. Sometimes I forget we even like what day it is. I'll be like, "Oh, today's Tuesday," and then my parents are like, "Dude, it's Friday," and I'm like, "Damn, okay, whatever," because I don't really have a like a set, you know, schedule or like what would you call it, like a routine. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all we did in LA, and then the swap meet thing was like pretty fun too. But yeah, I've just been chilling and like having fun, like just kind of being lazy and stuff. That was the only cool like big cool thing to look forward to, and now like every day after that's just kind of like I'm just sitting around and like kind of doing nothing. Like I'll just play video games. Um I have to get super like I gotta get back into like exercise. I used to be super into that at some point, and I was like getting in shape, and now I'm getting in shape again, but like that shape is round. But I just need to start a routine, honestly. I think that's what kept me sane before like all the exercise stuff, cuz it gave me a routine to do, and I just have to get back into that again. I've just been kind of lazy. I'm trying to enjoy like being lazy and like not having responsibilities for a little bit before having to jump back into that, cuz it gets pretty crazy, and there's like unforeseen stuff that comes up, and it just like it gets annoying. But I have to start adulting soon, being an adult and stuff again. I think school kind of takes away from that a little bit, because like you have your set routine, and it's kind of like, oh, I have school and like a part time or whatever, or like I'm living off my savings or whatever, and you're just kind of like vibing and doing homework. You use that like an excuse. It's like, oh, I got homework. Oh, I can't go to that thing. I got homework. Like oh, I can't go to work because like I have an exam or whatever. I have this presentation. I have to sleep. Blah blah. Right. And now it's just kind of like, oh, I don't have an excuse and whatever. So yeah. But anyway, those are fun trips. I'm planning on doing like another hiking trip. We're still looking for these tunnel things that are like in a neighboring city, but we have to do a lot of walking for that. It's like near this hiking trail, and it's like up this like side trail thing that like not a lot of people know about. And I'm still investigating all that. And I'm trying to like organize everything to see when the most people are available to do it, and also like figuring out the logistics and everything of like how much water we bring, and like do we need to bring snacks, how long is it going to actually take to get all the way up there. So I'll get to that eventually. Right now I'm just enjoying being lazy. And it's not like when I was in school I was like super stressed all the time, and just like, oh man, I got this test, I got this thing, I got that thing. And now that I actually have time to like sit down and enjoy like life, I'm just like, I got so much time, I don't know what to do with it. And most of the days are boring, but sometimes like I think the other day I got like a cup of coffee, and we have this cool swivel chair that's like in the living room, and I could swivel it and look out the window. I was just looking at like the sun rising and stuff, drinking a cup of coffee, and I put on some TV, watch some shows that I've been meaning to get to. It's been fun. I know I can do that, like while having a job and stuff, but just nobody's hiring right now. At least like from like the retail and like fast food stuff that I've been talking about. Cuz I don't know, like I tried applying to some places, but they were like, get back to us once you have like a copy of your degree or whatever. And I was like, damn, like I was like, most places that I've heard of, or like from people I've heard from people, that they can like give you like conditional hiring, and like the condition is like once you get your degree, it's like show it to them and it's like, oh yeah, we can extend your contract or whatever. But yeah, nobody's been hiring, so I've just kind of been a bum lately. But it'll change soon. And if that doesn't work, I'll just start working by myself on my own end. I got a couple business ideas that I want to try. A lot of them will probably fail, but like, you gotta fail a couple times before you actually become good at something. So it's whatever. It's the money that's the problem. Like you need money to start a business, so it's a little bit daunting or whatever. But uh, we'll get there. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably going off on a tangent now. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing, and it's what I will continue to do until I get a job to kind of, help myself out a little bit. I have also been looking at new audio equipment. I have some things picked out already, and I actually connected with a couple of my friends. Also this month, I think. Yeah, it was also this month. I'll probably I might do an episode on what we did. It was pretty fun. Like, it was pretty chill. Or I might just drop it and like, a little sprinkle of what we did in another episode. I don't know if there's enough like, substance to do a whole episode on that, but we reconnected and like, they like know a lot more about sound equipment and stuff than I do. So like I'm looking at a new audio interface, a new mic, and I also was looking at like a mixer to like, just for funsies. Even though I think my parents, or not my parents, I think my dad has a mixer, but whatever. I'm still going to run everything by them because they know more and they should be able to tell me whether or not it's a good option for like the price point. Maybe they know something that's better, that's a little bit cheaper, or something that's like, a little bit more expensive, but will like, be better for what I need. I'm also looking at having like a dedicated room to like set this up. Somebody offered me like, to set it up like at their house. They have a spare room. So I still need to look into that too. I'd need to drive there, and it's like in the neighboring I stuttered. It's in a neighboring city, so I don't know, like having to drive all the way over there. I mean, if we could crank out a couple episodes, like, a day or something, that'd be kind of cool, but I'd also need even more audio equipment because right now I'm just looking at a microphone for myself and the audio interface. And the audio interface that I'm looking at can do up to, I think, 3 mic inputs, which is decent for like, the podcast thing, because then I could have like 2 other people on it. And then I'd have to upgrade if I want like a fourth, or figure out like, a workaround for that. But I don't have the funds to do all that. So I think first it's going to be upgrade my stuff, and then like, once I get a job and everything, I'd be able to upgrade everything else once I have a little bit of extra cash. But at the moment, it's just like, you guys have to put up with my horrible quality. Um, so yeah, I'm also learning new editing and recording softwares at the moment. I'm still using the old one for this episode, probably for the next one as well, because I do 2 at a time. So this and the episode after it will be recorded on the old software, and I think the 2 episodes for next month, which will be June, will be on a new software, probably towards the middle to the end of the month, just so that I can like, work out some of the kinks that I have still, just so that I can like, make sure that I can polish it enough to where it's like, usable. I'm still learning a lot of this stuff. I've been able to research more since I don't have school, so that's a plus. A lot of the times when I'm just kind of bored and doing nothing, I'll just search up like, videos on YouTube and stuff. Like, I'm going to graduate from YouTube University soon for like audio stuff. Software side, not the hardware. Hardware is like really confusing, and some of the software stuff is still confusing. I'm still learning how to talk and monitor my voice at the same time because it plays in my headphones as I'm talking. And my friend said that it's probably because there's enough of a delay in it that it'll make me like stutter, but I don't know, my brain's just weird. I can't even have both headphones on whenever I'm going to talk. I need to have one, like, one ear cuff or whatever off my ear, or else I can't talk. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, I just can't. It's like even when I used to like game and I would wear my headset, I would always leave one ear was it ear cuff, earmuff? I don't know, but I'd leave one ear like open to be able to hear my surroundings. I don't know why, but I just can't talk. It makes me like stutter, and uh, I'll probably learn it eventually, unless like I'm stupid and there's something wrong in my brain. But yeah, and you may also notice that this episode is like longer than the usual episodes. I think this one might, what am I at? Probably like 40 minutes or something. I am using that other software that I was talking about to, you know, stitch these things together to make a longer episode, but only upload one file because Spotify is being stupid and like weird. But I mean, it works for them, so whatever. I have no say here. But they want you to upload one single file as like your episode. And I used to upload like two or three files because I use this one editing software or like recording software, and it only lets you go up to like 15 minutes record time, and then I'd stitch them together. It's pretty jank, but it's like the only thing that I had access to back then when I started. And now that I'm like testing out other softwares and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird on my end. Like, why did I do it like that? But I can stitch a bunch of them together and just like upload it and whatever, we're good. Um, it won't be a problem anymore because the other softwares that I'm looking at, I was looking at like Reaper, I think like DaVinci Resolve, and like a couple other ones. Um, not Audacity because I don't like that, but I was looking at a couple, and they let you record for way longer, and then I just have to figure out like how to EQ everything and how to snip stuff out because sometimes I sneeze and cough and like I know that there's still a lot of that makes it in, but like I'm trying to get better at it. I locked my door so my cat doesn't get in, move the microphone and stuff. And I noticed that there's like this bump sound that comes sometimes in the recording, and I realized that my boom arm is like, it wasn't strapped down correctly. So any little bump would move it, and like I tightened it down, and I'm like I was like pushing it around before recording, and it feels more stable. But who knows? Maybe a couple more, like maybe a couple of bumps will still, make it into the recording or whatever. But I'm trying to organize everything. I'm trying to get better at this. I was kind of half-assing it before because of school, and I know that's a bad excuse, like oh school this, school that, but I was half-assing it. Part of it's probably also because I was lazy, and now it's like I have more time and I can like organize it a little bit better and like try to like clean up my little area. Um, I also got a smaller keyboard. I had like it was weird. It was like I think this one's like a 60%, and the other one was also labeled as a 60%, but this one doesn't have like the arrow keys at the bottom right. So it's a little bit smaller, more compact. It also doesn't have like the page up, page down. So it fits on my desk better, and I have like a little bit more room to have like my notebook with notes and stuff of what I'm going to say. I know I can have it on a dock, but I like handwriting stuff. And sometimes I write stuff on my tablet. Like, I got what is it called? Forgot the name. Galaxy Tab, the S8. And it came with the pencil, and I was like, oh, well, I use it to take notes in school, and now that I don't have school, what am I going to use it for? I was like, oh, whenever I'm sitting on the couch, I'll just like, write stuff for the podcast. But I think I've gone on for long enough, and I'll leave you guys there. I'll probably talk even more in the next episode. So check out the next episode. I'll leave you guys here. I feel like I talked for too long. So yeah, bye.